Hello, everybody. If you are tuning in just a little early, keep your eye on that clock on the upper right. We'll get started in 90 seconds. Every time we do a stream now, everything looks a little different as I learn a little bit more about Streamlab OBS. Made this little concoction with the logo in, and the whatever it is on the top and bottom should be moving. I guess for some reason it is not. So if anybody knows what I am doing wrong with that overlay, help me out, Bubba. Okay, 60 seconds. We'll be back. Big Polly's World of Sports Sims presents OOTP 22 Perfect Team series featuring my team, the Big Polly's Bombers. And let me come on camera and say hello to each and every one of you this fine Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, 2021. And in the last hour, John Means of the Baltimore Orioles in real life has thrown a no-hitter against the Seattle Mariners. So congratulations out to John. And we're going to do a little OOTP baseball for the next hour. And should we have some time remaining, which we likely will in this hour that I am with you, I'll do a little perfect draft for you all to follow. And with that, I am going to go get started. You wouldn't mind, would you? Whoops, I haven't set up the Windows capture yet. So just bear with me for a moment, folks. You know, I should be, instead of rocking out to 70s, 80s music, I should be setting up all my shots, right? Right. Now, watch this transition here. I just found this on an overlay widget called Advanced Overlay Maker on Streamlabs. So watch this. There we go. And here we are at the main screen, 3,227 points in the perfect point bank. We're going to play a little perfect team. What? No advertisements, OOTP? And let me point out here at the onset that 6 o'clock Eastern Time tomorrow, we're going to do a Twitch exclusive for a couple hours. It's going to be called Random Acts of OOTP, where I'll just play a few games. I have a random start league that I do, and I will introduce that to you. And one week I might do that, and one week I might play around with the 78 Yankees, and one week I might play around with the 86 Mets, or one week I might do something fictional. But we'll find something to do each and every Thursday night, 6 o'clock Eastern Time, 3 o'clock Pacific, 11 p.m. GMT. And if I didn't cover your time zone, I guess you could ask on Siri what time is it where you are. Right now, as I record this, it's 7:03 on the United States East Coast. So Big Polly's Bombers not doing too well this week, 31 and 38. We have 3,227 in the perfect point bank. And we're going to buy, with perfect points, a few bronze packs. We're going to do 3. And with TV time remaining, we're going to do a little perfect draft. Put as many perfect drafts together as we can. So let's open up our packs. We have 3 bronze packs. You are watching the last perfect team I did Sunday passed, I pulled a diamond out of my rectum. And we'll slowly peruse the cards here. Looks like the best card was Daniel Descalzo of the 11 Cardinals, Jim Dwyer of the 83 Orioles, who won the World Championship that year over Philadelphia. By the way, the Twitch video I do will be posted on YouTube Friday night. We'll do the old 24-hour delay thing and then post it on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube and you're like, well, I don't have a Twitch account, well, you're going to be looked after. Here we had Craig Norton, as Ken Hawk Harrelson used to call him. He's on the 99 White Sox. Because Norton was channeling Jackie Gleason, Brock Holt, a few other cards here. And all these cards, they serve a purpose, which we'll get into in a moment. Here we had Dave Cole of the 54 Cubs and 5 other players here. One of them was a gold, Josh SBORZ. I guess that would be Boers, but I am not sure. If you're just tuning in and you're wondering what OOTP is, say you've never seen a stream of mine before and you're just walking into this tonight, because I have posted it on my Big Paulie's World of Sports Tips Facebook page. Just look that up. It's got the same letters and symbols as my YouTube channel, Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims. We have 8 members at the moment. We've only been at this a week, so feel free to join that group. We'll give the Facebook group a little love when we do the Glory Days boxing fights and the Grand Slam wrestling, and we're going to put the undercards. If I'm doing multiple fights, I will put the undercard fights, like say if I do 2 Glory Days boxing fights, or I have 2 or 3 to do, I'd put the undercard fights on the Facebook group as an exclusive, and then later I would put them on the YouTube channel. But I want to do a little exclusive content for each of the providers out there. So let's take a look first and see if anybody made the team. I would highly doubt it, because I didn't really draw all that well. If I see some 14s in parenthesis, that means somebody made the team, and yeah, I am not seeing that. So we're going to first look at the collection missions, as we always do, because I am doing this with collections in mind, per the recommendations of Luke Brown. And by the way, if something happens on Twitter, on Twitch, or on... Actually, there are links on Twitter to this live stream that I'm doing. It'll pop up, and there's an alert box set up in the lower right, so if anything good happens, you'll see it and you will hear it just as I will. And I have that set up for when I do the fights on Glory Days Boxing now. I didn't have it set up for the doubleheader. I think yesterday was my longest stream in the history of doing these on YouTube. That was 2.5 hours. But we went slow, and we had a good time. And the creator of the game, Anthony for Bleacher Bums Gaming, was with me for the last fight, which was a doozy between Ace Hudkins and Gene Fulmer. So, some progress made in the collection missions. Paul Goldschmidt's bronze mission we're now at 7 of 9. Don't call Jerry Ryan on me now. And Arizona 15, we're at 60% completion percentage on that. Let's first, before we get into who we're putting up for auction, which won't be too many, look at the team a little further in depth as the Big Paulie's Bombers. 9th in runs scored, 7th in runs against. Starting ERA 7th, bullpen ERA 7th out of 15 teams, I am guessing. Home runs were 3rd because Moises Alou is at 13. We're about the midway point of the season on a Wednesday. Will Smith is hit 13. Danny Valencia has hit 11, so we're not doing too badly on that score. So now we're going to look and see who we can get rid of because they're not in a collection mission. And we have two players, and they're not going to go for a very high price. Dave Cole, who was the historical player we just picked up, I'm going to put him up for 7 and 21, and he might sell as low as 5. That's one gone. The other gone being Greg Norton, who we were just talking about. We'll go 31. I go half and triple, 31 and 93. And he'll be off my team officially in 24 hours. Now, let's go back to the start screen, and we are going to play a little perfect draft for the next 49 minutes or so. And we're going to try to put up as many teams as possible. The last time I played Perfect Draft, I had one team finish second, and I got 500 perfect points for myself. So we're going to show you the perfect drafts, and what perfect drafting is it's your team still. It's the Big Paulies Bombers, but instead of having the players you get by cards, you get to draft among several choices. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play in the drafts with the most teams first, and we're going to try to do as many teams, many of these drafts as possible in the next 48 minutes. So the first one we're going to do is a double round robin, then a best of 3, single elimination best of 3 if you finish well, and we're going to sign up for it. Draft team. And we're going to go through the choices. I have 20 minutes per team to make a choice here. So I'm on the clock, and we'll see how good I do. In this league, I get 2,000 points for first, 1,000 points for second, 500 if I am the one of the semifinalists. And I get 26 picks here. Here's my first window of picks. I can only pick one. I got Charlie Buffington, John McGraw, Ned Hanlon, Jackie Robinson, Dave Bancroft, and Icebox Chamberlain. Okay. Well, I don't think you could go wrong getting a good starting pitcher. So I'm looking at Icebox, who had 110 stuff, and I'm looking at Buffington that had 104. So I am going to see here. But Buffington could play he was kind of like Ohtani of the Angels. He could play multiple positions. So I'm going to pick Buffington, and I could use him in a utility role when he's not pitching. Okay, second round, at least in this draft, Louis Patino is up, but I just drafted a pitcher, so I want a hitter here, so that pretty much eliminates him. Gary Peters, Louis Patino, Adolfo Phillips, 67 contact. I want a good contact guy, too. Carlos Baerga would fit the bill, but let me look at George Grantham. I'm going to go with Baerga here, and that gives me a second baseman. I try to go pitcher, hitter, pitcher, hitter, pitcher, hitter. Okay, so now I want to look at see if I can get a good pitcher here. The only pitcher on the board for the third pick is Bill Sales of the 43 Giants, New York Giants. And I see a guy I would like to get because I believe he should be in the Hall of Fame. And let me see what other positions he plays. Yeah, he could play center as well as play right. So I'm going to pick the hit king, Mr. Pete Rose. Should be in the Hall of Fame. So now we'll try to get a pitcher here. We'll try to flip-flop here. Looking for starting pitchers. Jerry Koosman would be a good pick. Uh, Leon Day, well, he has better stuff, and he could also play utility. You notice I'm in the guys who could play utility roles. So there's that. And I'm not seeing anybody else I could choose from. I'm going to pick Leon Day. Oh, I could pick two cards. Okay. This is the round I could start picking two cards. So we'll pick a hitter too. Odell Hale, a 70. I like contact guys. Earl Torgerson, 65. Ozzie Abelius, 65. Austin Martin, a 73. Vince DiMaggio, another 73 with 97 power. Harry Walter, another 73, 66. Gary Reineke, a 62. And Chase Headley, who was a 74. I think that's where we will go. A drafting we will go. A drafting we will go. Okay, looking for a pitcher and a hitter. Ken Griffey Jr. This is 2000 Ken Griffey Jr. though. And I already got a guy who could play in the outfield. And I'm going to pick Griffey. And let's see here. Jose Barrios would be a good pick. I would like to get some. Actually, no, we could go Darrell Knowles. I think they called him Dickey. Pestano has 111 stuff. We'll go with him. Okay, so I have two starters, one reliever, and four hitters. Steve Bilko had pretty good power with the California Angels. He got started, I think, in the PCL and had the single season home run record in the PCL in the 50s. And I picked Denny Nagel. That's one guy I really want to pick because he's a lefty starter. And let's see, I don't have anybody at first, shortstop, catcher, and left field yet. I'll get Ruiz as a catcher because you don't want to let too much grass grow under your feet. You want to make sure you get a good catcher like within the first few picks of a draft. So now we have two more picks to make in round 7. I still have plenty of time. I'm making these picks rather quickly. 14 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. So we have 3 starters, 1 reliever. I would like to get a lefty reliever. And the only guy I see on the board that would fit that bill would be Alexander up here with the Dodgers. Now we want to get a first baseman or a left fielder. A first baseman or a left fielder. And here's my left fielder, Hirsch Martin. So there you go. On to round 8. So hello to everybody on the Facebook group and on Twitch. Like I said, I'll do a Twitch exclusive from 6 to 8 tomorrow. Random Acts of OOTP, I am calling it. Hope you like the name. So we need a first baseman and we need a shortstop. And here's the point where you really want to get a shortstop. And I see Lynn Larry on the board. He goes. And I see Sop Choi available. But I'll go with Kevin Vigio because he's a utility guy. You could put him almost anywhere. So I'll put him there. Okay, we'll go Ike Davis of the Mets. And we need another pitcher badly. We're going to go Jose Quintana. Get 2 lefties in there. But he's got 71 stuff. I'm going to look at Kenta Maeda. His stuff is 83. That's where we go. Okay. I have 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 hitters, 7 hitters, 8 hitters, and I have 9 hitters. And I'm going to do 2 pitchers here. Grant Balfour, who I remember from the Rays. He did well. And let's see. I don't want to touch Yoshi Suzuki because he's sticking up the joint with the Rays. Well, let's complete the starting rotation and get Hernandez. Not seeing any other. Okay, so we'll get a couple of relievers this round. 2 more cards I could pick from. Okay, we'll go a lefty and a righty. How's that? We'll pick Ben Bowden. You all get gun shy when you pick a pitcher from Colorado. Okay, we're going to go with Wick. And those will be my picks. Pick 2 more cards. And we should get another catcher here when we can. Well, you know I'm not going to pass up on this name. Dusty Rhodes. The Bull of the Woods. Well, actually, no, there was a Dusty Rhodes before Dusty Rhodes. The Dusty Rhodes that I'm thinking of, his real name is Virgil Runnels. And Jose Trevino will be my picks. The Bull of the Woods, if you will. Okay, here we pick 5 cards. So I want to get at least a couple of more relievers. So we're going to go Melter and Vasquez. So that's 2. Let's get a reserve outfielder, or a center fielder, or a right fielder, which would be Herrera. We'll get a little lefty starter. Maybe he can relieve. And Steve Nagy. Okay, that leaves us 2 more picks here. Let's get a couple of infielders. Johnny O'Brien is a 47 defensively. Hanley Frias, 49, so I'll take Frias. Any of these guys could play another position other than the position they play. I would take them. How about Stephen Tarpley? We'll go with a lefty reliever. Those are my picks, and that is 1 draft in the books. Manage the roster. Just have the AI set everything up. Okay, back to the start screen, and we're going to do it all over again, and we're going to keep doing it till we get it right. 23 minutes into the future. No, into the stream. As I wonder where did I put my Coca-Cola. Okay. We're going to do another draft. And we're going to do the do or die draft. Actually, you know what? I can't do more than 1 at a time. Which sucks. And I have set my rosters. And we have 13 more teams to come in before we get this one going. So maybe I'm not going to be allowed to go an hour here. I do have a backup plan. We'll do the traditional tournaments. There you see everybody I just picked. So let's just go out, back out. Oh! Did you see that? My game crashed. So let me come back here, folks. Sorry about that. I did have a standby plan, though, in case that were to happen. So I will just talk to you all for a little bit. Don't know what I'm going to say because I wasn't expecting this to happen. In the bottom right of the screen here, you're going to see everywhere where I am on social media. I'm still a little amazed that happened. There's my Twitch handle, TB Pauly. We'll do an exclusive tomorrow. Can I move my camera over a little bit here so I'm like in the center? There we go. Thank you very much. Okay, the screen is back now, so we're going to go back into it. There we go. And we're going to do traditional tournaments. You just saw OOTP crash right before your very eyes. Now, on this, there's not much to do. I'm going to look for, let's see here. Gold cards are lower, we'll try. And we're going to filter. My team will probably get swamped, but let's try it anyway. I'm going to sign up. Okay, set rosters. But I know I'm definitely not at a gold level with this team. My team right now, of course, I'm in like iron, so I stink pretty bad, like somebody who hasn't showered for 100 days. Okay. Okay, what the heck's going on? Okay, there we go. That got it done. And I will submit my team. Yeah, I got a lot of stinkers on this team, so it's not going to go well. Team submit was successful. And we will just come back to the OOTP start screen. And let's see here. Can I play in another tournament on it? Yes, I can. Okay, we were going to try the silvers. I don't mean Phil Silvers, but let's see here. Best of 7, 32 teams. Okay. Trying to keep it going here, folks. See if I can get lucky. Don't usually like to play tournaments, but we need something to do to fill up the time. Okay. We'll do this. Import roster. Set up the team. 26 players. Submitted. Okay, we're off. Back to the start screen. I didn't expect that to happen, honestly. I thought when you did one perfect draft, that was just to be sure it wasn't a misunderstanding. Let's look again. All right. Maybe the tournament's crashed or something. And that's fine too. We'll go back to the perfect team and we're going to look at a game, the most recent game, and try to do a blah 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 and not see the score when it comes up, and I'm gonna call one of my perfect team games. Maybe they're having issues with the game right now. See, usually when I do these videos, they only take about 10-15 minutes to do. And this one I'm doing an hour. And could not sync your cards. Please retry. Okay. I'll try to do that. I'm trying not to look at the score of a game that I'm going to replay for you. I might have to reboot it, actually. So we'll stand by and we'll see what has to be done. If I can't get it to work, then I'm going to have to come on camera like this. So I'm still looking to see whether or not this is going to work. Yep, could not sync your cards. Please retry. So I'm going to X out. Hello, folks. This is what happens when we have to vamp for time. Going to be starting a new interview series, by the way, which will be available on YouTube. And I'm calling it Big Paulie's Sit Down. And we're looking for guests. So if you are somebody who would like to be interviewed, shoot me a line. Okay, so we're going to try the perfect team again. And I will stay on camera just in case it doesn't work, which could happen. Yeah, okay. Now I have my screen, my hand over the score, and we're going to watch a replay of a game. The game is, I believe the team I'm playing is the Flour Companies. And let's start the game. And we'll go through the lineups here. And the park is the generic park. I am in green, and the Flour Companies is in blue. My starting lineup: Victor Robles, Michael Conforto, Moises Alou, Hank Lieber, or I think it's Hank Lieber, Solly Hemus, Valencia, Lau, Smith, and McCann. And the Flour Company's lineup: Benjamin at center field, Altuve at second, Marshall at first, Stanton in right, Giancarlo Stanton, Austin Meadows in left, so he's playing for the Companies here. Trevor Story. It is possible, by the way, that you could have a player playing for both teams. Trevor Story is at shortstop, Contreras at center, Healy at the DH, and Danny Walling is at third. My pitcher is Victor Robles. No, I'm sorry. Their pitcher is Tyler Glasnow. And my pitcher will be revealed to you when my team is in the field. So let's get started. Robles will be the leadoff hitter, and we're going to call a game here. And we're waiting for the animation. There it is. And Meadows made the putout. And we have one gone, top of the first. Here's Conforto facing Tyler Glasnow. Looked like the first baseman was charging. That is a base hit, I do think. And into double goes Conforto. Now, I'm going to have to change the view here because I can barely see what's going on. Here's your home plate view. The pitch view will be the home plate view. And the action view will be the default camera. Now let's give it a try. Here's the pitch. Grounded to the shortstop. 1 out. Oh, beg your pardon. 2 out. Conforto moved over to third. Here is Hank Lieber facing Glasnow. Can he save it for my Bombers? He cannot. And we'll go to the bottom of the first with no score. This is the OOTP 22 generic. You know what I would like to see OOTP do is allow perfect team users to use any field through history. And maybe that'll happen someday. Like if you have a team and you want to use, say, the Baker Bowl in Philadelphia with that short right field, you can. It should be set up to where you get to use the field that you want to use. Of course, you could always take the dimensions off of a field, relatively easy, and set up your park that way. But right now, you just can't push a button and say, I want to use Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, or I want to use Exhibition Stadium in Toronto, or Mile High Stadium in Denver as my field. Okay, here's Heaney. Heaney is my starting pitcher, by the way. The pitch. Looks like a well-hit ball, left field. But caught by Smith. And we have one down in the bottom of the first. So this should fill up the remaining time I have. And a single here And that was Altuve. Here is Mike Marshall of the Dodgers. Wonder if this is the Mike Marshall related to Peter. And that is Peter Marshall, the game show host of the Hollywood Squares back in the 60s and 70s and early 80s. Single to right, so the runners moved to the corners. Giancarlo Stanton, not a guy you want to face in this situation. And Andrew Heaney, the lefty, has the honor to face him here. Might be a dishonor. That's a strikeout. So Stanton will go down swinging. Meadows now up for Fast Company's a wild pitch that'll score a run. Could have been a pass ball too. Altuve scores, and it's 1-0 for Fast Companies. Flower Companies. Why did I say Fast Companies? Well, it doesn't matter because the companies get out of the bottom of the first. It's 1-0 in favor of them going to the top of second. Here's Solly Hemus. See what he can do. That's a walk. You all have seen the score. If you were watching the video a few minutes ago, I put my arm up so I did not see the score, and that would make my announcing a little more authentic. Glasnow now facing Danny Valencia. See what happens here. Nobody out. Runner at first. That's a strikeout. And Glasnow, if you've been watching the Rays so far in 2021, he strikes out a lot. Kind of runs hot and cold. He's facing his teammate right now, Brandon Lau of the Tampa Bay Rays. He's on my team. Second base. Let's see where this is hit to. Home run. Home run for Brandon Lau. Kind of hard to pick up the ball on the way the animation is working on this. Perfect team. So it's 2-0, 2-1, I'm sorry, in favor of my Bombers. So that's good news. Will Smith with 80 power against overall and 79 against righties. In perfect team, they used a 1-100 scale, kind of like Baden. So let's see what Glasnow does against him. Hit to second, over to first for the out. 2 outs now, top of the second. We will stay with you through the conclusion of this game. McCann up facing Glasgow now. James McCann. Kenny McCann. Pop fly. Caught by one of the infielders. So the Bombers get on the board with 2 runs, top of the second, and they lead 2-1. Trevor Story now in for the Companies, facing Heaney. Strike 3, so 1 down in the bottom of the second. Wilson Contreras now up, facing Heaney. This is a pop fly. Looks like the third baseman got it, and there are 2 outs, bottom of the second. Ryan Healy now up. See what Healy can do. Long fly to left. Did it get enough of it? Yes, home run. And we're tied 2-2. Looks like it just cleared the left field wall. And it sailed 348. Yeah, it didn't go over by much. Denny Walling now up for the Companies. That's a grounder that actually goes to the right field for the base hit. I thought the first baseman had it for a moment. And this is the last perfect team game that was done, and the computer is letting me replay it for you all. Runner at first with 2 out, and here we go back to the top of the order, and Jerry Benjamin, the Flower Companies. Grounder to the second baseman, goes to the first to get the last out of the second. So Flower Companies ties it up, and it's 2-2 going to the top of the third. Here is Victor Robles, as my Bombers have now gone back to the second time through the lineup for Glasnow. See what happens here. That's ball 4. Robles on board. Michael Conforto, not afraid to mash. He's got a 75 power ranking overall, 80 against righties. So Conforto up. See what he could do. Base hit up the middle, or just to the right of the middle. And that's going to put runners at first and second with nobody out. Here is Moises Alou, my number 3 hitter. See what he could do. Told you Glasnow runs hot and cold. Pop fly, right field, caught for the first out. Top of the third, a 2-2 tie right now. Hank Lieber, his 83 overall power and 79 against righties. So we got some guys who could mash. That was a... What happened there? Wild pitch, I think? Yes. No. It was a stolen base attempt. And the catcher just couldn't get a good grip on the ball, so Contreras had no choice but to let Robles steal his 10th base of the week/season. Sorry, folks. Bad time to get a coughing fit. So Lieber grounded to the shortstop. Bombers are out of the inning, and here are the Flower Companies hitting in the bottom of the third. Grounded to the shortstop, over the first, 1 out. I am okay. Mike Marshall up. Peter Marshall, by the way, does a nice little has a nice little Facebook page going. Shares a lot of photos of the old days. 2 out, as that was hit to the left fielder, and now we have Stanton up again. Early in his career, he went by the name of Mike Stanton, but I think a lot of people were confusing him with the Atlanta Braves reliever, mainly Mike Stanton. So he went by Giancarlo, and that was a grounder up the middle for a base hit. Austin Meadows, who had a beautiful home run last night against Anaheim, and they only needed 1 out, so they got the force at second. Top of the fourth coming up, and it's 2-2. Doing a little improv because I thought I could do drafts to remain for a while. Oh, did that go in? Yes! Solly Hemus with a home run, and the Bombers retake the lead at 3-2. Just in the left side of the foul pole that went, and Hemus has hit it out. He has 5 home runs to this point in the week/season. Danny Valencia now up, facing Tyler Glasnow. Glasnow deals. Strike 3. That's a strikeout. How many strikeouts does he have in this go? It's not showing me the statistics right now, so your guess is as good as mine. Brandon Lau, second base. We'll see what he does. That is ball 4. It held up. Runner at first. Double play situation here for the Flower Companies. Here's Will Smith. And that is popped to right, and that will be the second out. James McCann now up, facing Glasnow in this perfect team game. And a strikeout, so Glasnow finishes off the inning in style. 3-2 going into the bottom of the fourth. Here's Trevor Story. Trevor Story of Colorado, mainly. That's grounded up the middle, a base hit, so Story aboard. See if the Flower Companies can get things going here. Heaney now facing Wilson Contreras. Pickoff moved to first, but Story is back. And here's the pitch. Grounder up the middle for a base hit, and that's going to be first and second with nobody out. So Heaney in a little bit of a spot here. Heaney facing Healy, Ryan Healy. At this point in the season when this game took place, Healy is 247, 3 homers, 12 ribbies. Ground to the third, he steps on the bag, throws to second, throws to first. Did they get a triple play? No, they got 2 outs, though. Nearly saw a triple play there, folks. How about that? So Healy aboard. They got the 5/4 part of the triple play, but they didn't get the 3. Denny Walling facing Heaney. Sharply hit the right for a base hit. Runners move up a base. So you just saw an attempt at a triple play. You don't see that too often. And Jerry Benjamin, as we go the third time through the lineup now, Benjamin was a Negro League star. He's hitting .318 with 4 homers, 29 ribbies. Slow ground to the third. This is going to be trouble, and Benjamin's going to be able to get the first with an infield hit. 9 hits right now for the Flower Companies in just 4 innings, but they've only produced 2 runs. So they hope to see a breakthrough here in the form of Jose Altuve. Pitch to left. Out. So it's 3-2 going to the 5th. Glass now back on the hill. He's facing Victor Robles as the Bombers now go through the lineup a third time. Ball 4. Robles, who is a stolen base threat, is aboard. As we just saw, because he stole third last time he was up. Michael Conforto, the new Bombers hitter, Big Paulie's Bombers, popped up. Third baseman's going to get it, and that's the first out. Moises Alou now facing Glass now. We're in the 5th inning. And a stolen base attempt. Safe. And an error, so Robles is going to get to third. How about that? 3-2. Bombers looking for more in the 5th with 1 out. A strikeout, and that was a big one for Glass now. Because now you got 2 out, and you got Hank Lieber at the plate. Shortstop in the hole, throws to first. He got him. And the Companies get out of the top of the 5th, only trailing 3-2. Mike Marshall back up for Flower Companies. If you are out there, I tip your hat, sir. We're looking at this game, and we just played, which I believe we started about, this was the 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time game that we're looking at left. Fly ball to left for an out. Here is Giancarlo Stanton, who could always mash it, to the second baseman who was playing close to the bag, threw it to first. They had a shift on for Stanton, and that is 2 outs now, bottom of the 5th. Austin Meadows. A lot of Tampa Bay Rays in this game that I'm noting. Ball 4, Meadows with the 2-out walk. Trevor Story now up, and again, you got a nice little shift to the left for the Big Paulie's Bombers. You could make an argument you got 3 infielders to the left of the second base bag, with Lau like right on top of second base. Pickoff move to first, runner back, which is Austin Meadows. Here's Story. And stolen base attempt? No, it's an out. It was an out. It was a out trying to steal second base by Meadows, and we go to the top of the 6th with a 3-2. Big Paulie's Bombers lead. Here's Solly Hemus, who hit a home run last time up. Sharply hit again, a base hit to left. So Hemus having a good game. Danny Valencia up. Try not to hit into double play. Gets past the catcher. Don't know if that was a wild pitch or a passed ball. They're going to call it a wild pitch. So Hemus quickly to second. 3-2 count, nobody out. Let's see what Valencia does. Ball 4. So the Bombers with a scoring opportunity here, you could say. First and second, nobody out. Up now, Brendan Lau. In the season, he's 7 homers, 24 RBIs. .214 batting average, but his OPS is 647. So he's got some power when he can get a hold of it, but that's a strikeout. 1 out now for Will Smith. Not to be confused with Will Clark of the 80s Giants. That's a strikeout. Glass now. Oh, no, they've gone to a reliever. It is Luke Weaver now. Luke Weaver. And that's a strikeout. So boom, boom, boom. 3 strikeouts in a row. Flower Companies gets out of a jam in the top of the 6th, and it's still 3-2. Heaney's still in the game for the Bombers. He's facing Trevor Story a third time. Sharply hit, a base hit to right. So Flower Companies has something going here in the bottom of the 6th. Wilson Contreras facing Heaney now, and we'll keep an eye on Heaney. That pitch total must be climbing with all the hits the Flower Companies have gotten in this game. We're up to 10 in the 6th inning. Throw to first, looked like the runner got back. He did. So Heaney, grounder to the shortstop, a little slow in the delivery, over the second, over the first, and they got the double play. Looked like the shortstop was a little slow getting it out of for the transfer to second, but it was sufficient enough to turn the double play. So 2 outs now, bottom of the 6th. Here's Ryan Healy. We used a DH in Perfect Team. Father should mention that. And that's hit to right field, a fly ball, and that's an out. To the top of the 7th, it's still Luke Weaver out for the Flower Companies pitching against Victor Robles, his 4th time to the plate today. Grounder to second base, over to first, 1 out. Brad Hand has entered the game, a lefty reliever. He's facing Michael Conforto. Shift to the right side of the infield here. Strike three for the strikeout. Two now gone as we go to the top of the 7th. Moises Alou up. And I can't let Take Me Out to the Ball Game play too long. Ball 4. I have heard from some of my pals who do these sports board games. Well, actually, OOTP is not a sports board game, but that they nab you on YouTube for Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Hank Lieber. Guess they've never been to a baseball game ever. Fly to right. Hit well. And that makes it 3-2 going to the bottom of the 7th. And like I said, we'll quickly try to get out of Take Me Out to the Ball Game, although I don't think I got out of it too quickly. Slow grounder to the shortstop. That will now be no throw on that. Infield hit for Danny Walling. And Flower Companies goes to the top of the order for the 4th time. Here is Jerry Benjamin. Bunt, and a good one. Only plays to first. Pitcher to the second baseman covering first. And there is now 1 out. Runner at second for Altuve. Jose Altuve. That's hit to center field. It's staying up. And caught by Robles. And the runner will move to third on that. 2 outs now for Mike Marshall. Hit the center. But Robles is there, and the Bombers get out of the 7th. Flower Company's leaving a lot of runners on the table here. 11 hits, only 2 runs. And it's the Big Paulie's Bombers leading 3-2. Alex Colomé into the game now. I did not catch who is pitching for the Bombers in the bottom of the 7th. My apologies. Solly Hemus now up, and he hit a home run that gave the Bombers a lead earlier on. So Colomé against Hemus. I'm sure my starting pitcher is gone by now. 1 out. Valencia facing Colomé. Top of the 8th. 2 out on the strikeout. Valencia has struck out a third time. It's still column A in there against Brandon Lau. And that's a strikeout. So the Bombers cannot get anything more in the top of the 8th, and they still hold on to that 3-2 lead. Okay, Heaney is still in there. God bless him. This is his eighth inning. You don't see that too much these days, and he's facing Stanton, so this could be a mistake. Pop fly, looking like the center fielder Robles will get it, and he does. 1 out. Heaney now facing Austin Meadows. He pops it up. Bounce to the center fielder, so that's a base hit. Not a pop-up. Sorry, folks. And now the Bombers finally relieve Heaney of his duties, but he did an excellent job going 7 1/3. Diego Castillo, another Ray, in there against Trevor Story. A lot of Rays and former Rays in this game. So can the Bombers get a double play and get out of this? Ball 4, no. So it's runners at first and second in the bottom of the 8th with a 3-2 Big Paulie's Bombers lead against the Flower Companies, who now have 12 hits with 2 runs, and they have the only error in the game. It's 3-5-0 for Big Paulie's Bombers and 2-12-1 for the Flower Companies. Wilson Contreras now up in a key situation. That's a strikeout. And there are now 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Robles up to face, I have it the other way. It's Castillo still in to face Ryan Healy. That's hit to the third baseman. That should be an out. It is. And we will go to the 9th with the Bombers leading 3-2. George Smith is now in at pitcher. He's facing Will Smith, so it's a couple of Smiths. 2-1. 3.70 ERA has George Smith. Popped up to right field. Caught by the right fielder, who is Stanton, and that's 1 out. Top of the 9th. Smith now in facing James McCann, the catcher. Ball 4. So the Bombers have a threat. I wouldn't say a threat. They have a runner on here in the top of the 9th. Smith's still in. He's facing Victor Robles. 5th time through the order now for the Bombers. That's hit. And that is going to be 1 out only as McCann must have done something to cause the second baseman not to throw. And that puts Robles on base, which is a much better situation to have than your catcher on. George Smith now faces Michael Conforto. Runner going. And Robles had that base easy. He's 12 for 21 when this game happened in stolen bases. He is a stolen base threat. So it's still Smith against Conforto here. 3-0, 2 outs. And that's grounded to the first baseman. Why do you let your hitter hit on 3-0? Okay. We'll go now to the bottom of the 9th. It's 3-2 in favor of the Bombers. But Flower Companies just needs 1 more run. Denny Walling up facing Sung Hwan Oh, my closer, my diamond closer. Grounded to the first baseman, easily steps on the bag. 2 outs left to get. Oh, now facing Jerry Benjamin. Benjamin's 5th trip to the plate in this game. Ball 4, and that's not a guy you want to be on base with Benjamin. I'm sure his speed numbers will be good. Jose Altuve in the face O. And O, hopefully, will get out of this inning. That is hit to the center fielder, Robles. And he got it. 1 more out to get. Marshall against O. Throw to first. Safe. That would have been the last out of the game. O against Marshall. Back to first. Okay, I get the idea, guys, that you're trying to pick him off. But unless you pick him off, I don't need to see it every time. And yeah, they're trying to. See, they're going to get themselves in trouble. He's going to throw wildly or something like that. Why do we keep showing this? Pitch out. They want to keep Benjamin honest. 1-2 now the count with 2 out. That is hit to the outfield to right field. And Big Paulie's Bombers have pulled it out. 3-2. They win the game. We'll show you the stats, and then we will call it a night. If they will let me show you the stats, because there's nothing else left to show. Okay, it was 3-2. Yes, I know I probably have a new game by now, but I'm not going to show you it. So let's get out of here, shall we? Hello there, everybody. So again, a reminder, we're going to do a show I'm calling Random Acts of OOTP tomorrow, 6 o'clock till at least 8 o'clock. And tomorrow I'm going to show you my Random Start Historical League. I'm calling it the Modern Retro League or something like that. I don't even remember, but I will show it to you for a couple of hours come tomorrow. And that will be Twitch only, and then Friday night I will be eligible to put it on YouTube, so I will record it and upload it. And might have a surprise for you at some point during the week. Keep your eye on YouTube. Keep your eye on the Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims Facebook group. Keep your eyes everywhere, because you never know. I might do something to surprise you all. Or something may happen that I don't know about yet. So once again, thanks everybody for attending the live stream tonight. Godspeed and God bless.